use the search bar here, and particularly as it relates to using time. And so one of the things you'll see over here are 3 options we can run in fast mode, smart mode, and verbose mode. For the basis of this discussion, we're pretty much going to talk about fast mode and verbose mode. Smart mode is a little trickier. It takes a little more understanding of the different commands. It works differently. Sometimes it's running basically like smart mode, sometimes it's running like verbose, depending on the commands that you're running. But the big thing is, I've stated in other videos, every time you search the indexers, you're going to bring back the raw logs. And if you just bring back the raw log, that is what fast mode does. Verbose mode, on the other hand, the more intricate you have of a source type, the more the way you alias, you pull apart the fields, if you're doing some automatic lookups on them, all these different tools you can do to add and enrich your data. Verbose mode is going to do all that to the data coming back, and thereby it is going to take longer to return the results. And so I'll show this in a real simple node. This is my home sensor. I'm using it so that I have a lot more data. You can just run the training if you want for a much longer time. But I'm going to run index equals eq, source type equals the bro DNS logs. I'm going to flip this of a nice, good, long 7 days. And I am going to just do a stats count. If I hit enter, we can see that the results come back. The way you can see how fast it takes to run that search, just come down here to this job bar, open edit job settings, and actually you want to go to inspect job, and it will come back and it will tell me that I did one thing and it took 1.132 seconds to return all those results. Cool. Okay, so now we have something to compare it to. If I do the exact same search, this time in verbose, now realize my DNS logs, there's going to be a bunch of fields in there that, like even here on this stats count, all I wanted was just a count of the logs. When I do verbose, it's going to bring back all of that stuff aliased. There's a whole bunch of in your DNS codes, and that's going to tell you what the DNS code is. All that stuff's going to get parsed right there before it comes back. And so if I hit verbose mode, we can see, we'll just let that keep on ticking. I think I made my point here that a lot of these fields, this is going to take significantly longer time. So let's just show what's going on, just to, sometimes a picture's worth 1,000 words. So we're going to go grab the first 10 of these. And if you look at this, and I grab the raw logs, this is the raw. We got a UID, we got some queries, a queue type of a 12, a few other fields, and yet if we look here and we start to look at some of this stuff, we have a queue class and then a queue class name. That's not found in the raw log, but it has a lookup that makes that a queue type, a 12 and a 28. That resolves to a pointer and a quad A. Got a query here, a query type, R code, and what that R code name is. Those things are not here in the log. What that R code name stands for is not in the raw log. It's actually creating that on the fly. If I flip this to fast mode, we won't see all of those fields resolved out. You'll notice over here it didn't parse them apart. This is Splunk pulling them apart because it's JSON key value, but these are the fields, the only things it's paying attention to. So it's just not pulling all that work, doing all that work on your fields. And so I encourage you, as you're starting to do your search, use fast mode as much as possible. But if you need to understand the data that's going on, use a nice little head here, shrink the time down to a reasonable, say 15 minutes, and then you can go ahead and use verbose, find the fields you're looking for, and when you've got the exact fields you're looking for, call them out. And so, for example, if I do a head 10 table, we're going to use source IP, destination IP. It's still going to, if I only need those fields, go to fast mode, let fast pull the raw logs, and then it knows, oh, I need a source IP and a destination IP. It will then handle just those fields, anything that needs to be related to it. So the point is, if you should always try to run these things in fast mode. There's no reason to run them in verbose other than for exploration purposes to understand your fields on a very small data set. I hope this makes sense. If you like this video, please like it. Please subscribe to the channel if you find this to be of value. And I hope that I can be of helping you and that you'll return, and that we can help you move from a lame Splunk analyst to a Splunk ninja.